Pero bueno, me dijeron que va a
Yes.
haber otra
Dale, dale.
tanda en octubre, entonces tal vez
Qué
para eso.
bueno. Ah, buenísimo, buenísimo. Sí, yo estuve he estado en mucha actividad. El verano para mí es complicadito por la actividad a la que me dedico, real estate. Entonces, bueno, o sea, no forma de coordinar mucho y bueno. Pero me encantaría en octubre. No sabía que en octubre iba a ser. Cuéntame de eso.
Ah, no, solo me dijeron que están planeando hacer una segunda ronda de talleres en octubre y que cuando
Ujú.
la tengan la fecha definida, me van a escribir para que otra vez aplique.
Buenísimo. Y sería muy bueno. Sería muy bueno hacerlo porque es importante. Es importante. Ya después ya va a haber la primera sesión. Me imagino que la segunda sesión va a ser mucho más objetiva, menos general como esta. Esto es un poquito general. Que dan pie a muchas interpretaciones. Y no sé si lo has hecho, pero me parece. De hecho, dos, me parece que es muy bueno, que da pie a muchas preguntas, que esa es la idea, y que la gente empieza a preguntarse sobre gobernanza y no, qué posición va a tomar frente a las cosas y qué tipo de aspectos van a definir cosas, por ejemplo, como las responsabilidades de los encargados de las votaciones y todo ese tipo de cosas. Entonces, bien interesante. Sí. ¿Quieres darnos un update de tu propuesta? Vi que la subiste en este momento estamos grabando, entonces me encantaría que nos dieras un poquito de update de lo que va, de lo que va tu propuesta. Veo que la pusiste en Catalyst ya.
Sí, no solo Catalyst, también apliqué a la hackathon de Murgo.
Qué bueno. Danos una descripción completa. Acuérdate que la gente que ve esto, muchos no saben nada de ella y además es español, o sea que genial.
Dale, dale. Bueno, no sé si acabé.
Cuando
¿Cómo?
empieces. Chao.
Ok. No te escuché, Kobe.
No te escuchas, joder. ¿Estás muteado?
Yes, sorry.
Perfecto.
Spanish is fine.
Ah,
Sebastian, can I ask you a quick question? I
sure, sure.
accidentally installed Cabal in a hard drive and Haskell in an external hard drive and Haskell in the SSD drive normal. And I kind of messed up Windows Shell. Would you uh I can't uninstall anything now, nor Haskell or Cabal or even update. Would you have
Really?
any suggestion? Yes.
You cannot forcibly remove Haskell
What about
from.
because the dependencies will remain because of Cabal won't?
No, the Cabal dependencies are all in the hard drive. So as long as you remove Haskell from the Windows PowerShell, yeah, it's fine. Because
Okay.
Haskell and Cabal are two different things. Cabal is like a package manager for Haskell, but doesn't require you can just install Haskell without Cabal. So if you just remove Haskell from Windows, and then you go to your hard drive and well, that is a little bit more complicated because it works different than the computer hard drive. Probably you're going to have to format that or never connect. When you're using Haskell in your computer, never connect external hard drive. Otherwise, you're going to get confused. So those should work.
Removing Haskell is fine. Then I can, like you said, format and start all over again, installing everything locally.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
no worries.
So that's the answer. Yeah, removing Haskell and formatting the disk. Actually, formatting the disk will be the right solution in the past step. And starting all over, right? But what about
Yeah.
if you remove Haskell and then create, reinstall command on top of the other command?
Well,
Uh,
when you install Cabal, it installs Haskell. So probably you can remove Haskell from your computer and just install Cabal, and it's gonna have Haskell in it.
Got it.
Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks for.
No, no worries, no worries.
Thank you, Cowan, for all you do. I know you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, the making content for the school and proposing everything else.
Okay.
I think Sebastian would show his proposal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he will show the proposal in Spanish. I just wanted to give you a minute to keep us updated on what is going on in your summer vacation.
Well, we're in winter. Well,
Yeah,
Brazil never,
winter,
you never have winter in Brazil.
right.
Uh,
Amazon.
um,
Anyway,
Spanish is fine. Sebastian, you asked earlier before I interrupted you.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no worries. Thank
No.
you.
not at all,
Hey,
no interruption. That was great, a
hey,
great point to do. Kevin.
hey, boss.
Yeah, dale,
Ah,
dale en español, que vos también sabes español.
dale, dale. Entonces, la propuesta se llama Coffee DAO. La idea de Coffee DAO es ayudar a granjeros hondureños de café de alta calidad, a comercializar su café, am, básicamente agarrando un lote de café, tokenizándolo en la forma de un NFT, y ese NFT tiene un tipo de token que hemos decidido llamar certificado de origen. En este certificado de origen, en la metadata, se encuentra toda la información digamos, del cafetero. Se encuentra la locación, se encuentra el tipo de café que crecen, la calidad. Hay un estándar de calidad que se llama SCA, y este estándar lo que hace es testear el café y luego le da una nota entre 60 y 100, y todo lo que esté arriba de 85 o 83 se considera café de alta calidad. Entonces, la idea es poner eso en la metadata del token, y la razón de por qué es, lo que queremos hacer es agregar toda la información que antes estaba, digamos, esparcida en un solo instrumento. Antes, digamos, si tú eres un cafetero y tienes una de estas calificaciones, normalmente da un certificado. Ese certificado es difícil de compartir, es difícil de verificar, básicamente no es muy útil, o a lo sumo te darán un PDF, y ese PDF tiene básicamente los mismos problemas. Entonces, si agregamos toda esta información, la ponemos en la metadata de un token, y eso lo compartimos con el lote de café, es más fácil de comercializar. Los que tienen, digamos, tiendas de café, o los que tienen cafeterías, lo pueden utilizar para probar a los que compran el café que realmente este café tiene esta calidad. Luego, esas cafeterías pueden utilizar el NFT para repartirlo con sus clientes, entonces crear así promociones. En nuestra primera venta piloto, los NFTs que se vendan en esa venta van a ser luego vouchers para descuentos, va a ser vouchers para otro tipo de promociones. Básicamente va a ser como un instrumento de marketing para el futuro. Entonces, esa es la idea. Hemos publicado en Catalyst, y también hemos participado o estamos participando en la Hackathon de Murgo. Los resultados nos van a ser por otro mes, o sea que todavía no sabemos, pero parece que va a funcionar.
Good.
It's engraved. I want to introduce myself. If you need, too bad he left.
Aquí tenemos en el chat está el link para la propuesta tuya, ¿no?
Es la Hackathon de Murgo esa. Es más completa.
Ya, el más completo que el que tienes en este momento en Catalyst. Ya. Porque ya terminaste pero me imagino que vas a terminar de proponer en Catalyst, o ya está completa toda tu propuesta, excepto los
Hay,
números.
hay partes que tengo que verificar, ser las mejores.
Vale. Todavía tienes tiempo, tienes 10 días más.
7.
7 días, una semana, exacto. Qué bien. Confidado. ¿Y cómo va el proceso de exportación? ¿Ya empezaron ese proceso o todavía no?
Ahorita estamos comprando las bolsas. Estamos básicamente bolsas que sean en blanco, y luego las tenemos que llevar a que le impriman el logo y todo lo demás en el paquete. Eh,
Ujú.
y ahorita estamos con el diseñador para que nos diseñe más o menos una bolsa que sea interesante. Así que en eso estamos.
Ya, y esa parte la estás haciendo en Honduras, o estás haciendo en otro lado.
No, el diseñador es de Estados Unidos, Jonathan.
Ok. excelente. Ya, muy bien. Bueno, mucha suerte. Ojalá pues todo salga bien. Y yo sé que sí, yo aquí estoy ansioso por probar el café hondureño. De más de 84% de sí es sí. ¿Right? Es un certificado. ¿Sabes algo? Me gustó muchísimo el nombre que le dieron al token. Certificado de origen. Espectacular. Porque los tokens siempre tienen unos nombres todos, unas abreviaturas y ya, a veces no se entiende, pero certificado de origen es genial. Me parece muy buena idea. Así que te felicito por eso. Súper bien.
Sí, sí, sí,
Muy bien. Y
tenemos que
aquí viene
empezar.
helado, me imagino, ¿no?
Lo que vamos a hacer es tratar de educar a los cafeteros de Honduras y Panamá con introducirlos a Cardano, al ADA, y a medida que eso avance, vamos a repartir tokens y ya una vez que eso pase, hacer votaciones y ese tipo de cosas.
Qué bien. Cuéntame el proyecto Panamá, cómo conectaste Panamá en este proyecto.
Bueno, todavía no está integrado. Básicamente, Roberto de Murgo, él es de Panamá. Entonces,
Ah, claro, claro, claro.
sí, una vez que tengamos la parte con Honduras, luego con él vamos a intentar abordar cafeteros de Panamá.
Claro, qué bien, qué bien, qué bien. Buenísimo. Mira, yo te diría que pues, yo soy de Colombia y conozco algunos cafeteros, pero no sabría qué, qué podría hacer, pero si algo me dejas saber.
Claro, claro.
Claro, claro, aunque sea una prueba pequeña, ¿no? Creo que todo empieza así. Y, pues, bueno, qué bien. Muy bien. ¿Qué más nos cuentas? ¿Cómo te ha parecido el fondo 10?
Ah, hasta ahora, la verdad, no he notado mucha diferencia con los fondos previos. Sí, ahora han introducido un periodo de 4 días, ¿verdad? Cuando se cierran las sumisiones, hay 4 días donde se supone que recibes un feedback y luego lo puedes editar por otros 4 días, creo, algo así. Y luego recién va la votación, ¿no? Entonces la idea creo que era que tengas un periodo para recibir eh, recomendaciones, algo así, para mejorarlo. Pero por lo que he visto, nadie está comentando en las propuestas. Uno o dos comentarios y normalmente no son muy útiles, ¿no? Entonces, a ver cómo funciona.
Creo que está nuevo, creo que está, de hecho, pues yo no he tenido tiempo de mirar con detalle propuestas, solamente he visto algunas que me han entrado por LinkedIn, to be honest. La cosa es que también creo que todo el mundo se está preparando porque cambiaron el sistema de evaluación también, un cambio interesante y eso implica pues, que la gente se acomode, pero creo que los últimos días van a ser bien intensos. Esta semana que viene puede ser bien intensa, me parece a mí. Sobre todo porque estamos en la época de vacaciones, verano en casi todo, de verano y vacaciones casi en todo lado, ¿no? Entonces, eso cambia un poquito las cosas. En el caso mío, me ocupa muchísimo, pero me saca el ratico para en la noche, a mirar qué hay. Sí, sí, muy bien. Qué bien. Cuéntame cómo van las clases de Burgos.
La verdad no sé, no he estado mucho con ellos hace tiempo, así que no sé en qué
Ah,
están.
tú ya no estás de instructor. Ah, ya, qué bien. Entiendo. Sí, yo paré también el curso porque tanta cosa no puede uno hacer a la vez, ¿no? Pero obviamente toda esa experiencia fue genial porque da la posibilidad de acuerdo, con Brandon, am, da la posibilidad de ponerse uno en contacto como con lo que está pasando y ya, motivarse para a sembrar y eventualmente cuando uno tenga la necesidad de información y demás, pues saber a quién recurrir. De hecho, hay varias propuestas que vienen de los compañeros míos de clase, de tus alumnos, tú fuiste mi profesor,
Sí, sí, los he
y
visto.
ya, no, yo digo, era muy interesante que esté precisamente ahí estoy en función de mirarla un poquito con más profundidad, porque es prácticamente lo que yo hago, ¿no? Que se relaciona mucho con lo que hago. Entonces, genial, muy bien. Bien. Bueno, ¿y qué más que cuentas? ¿Qué cuentan de nuevo? Vos, cuéntanos de ti. Ah, se nos fue, no, se nos fue vos. No tuve la oportunidad de hablar con él. No tuvimos la oportunidad de hablar con él. Pero Cabo está por aquí. Cabo, te doy la palabra. Tú tienes mucha actividad, cuéntanos. Talk to us about what you're doing. Hey, boss, you're back. No, Cabo.
Now I was just
lo siento, no puedo hablar porque estoy tomando mi comida y tengo un problema con mi conexión. Lo siento por
No hay
eso.
problema. Boss, thank you for, gracias por estar con nosotros mientras estás almorzando, mientras estás comiendo. Genial que contamos con tu apoyo, ¿eh? Te agradecemos muchísimo. Vamos a estar aquí,
Vale,
no te preocupes.
está bien.
Let's talk to Cowrie.
what the usual Git book from the school. Link is in the live chat. And just that I've been updating the content and trying to figure out proposals with the hosts. This kind of stuff. Usual Catalyst procedure.
Got it. Got it. That's great. I mean, we spoke about having a good book for us for here for Sala de Café, but you know, like everything else, we need hands. And you know what? That's the thing. You know, that's why I always say. I mean, it's not. I mean, we can do too many things. We can put together an awesome project and proposal and all that out of something like this, Sala de Café, a group of people that come and talk about what they have. But the thing is, all that requires a lot of hand and manpower. And everybody's busy, everybody's doing other things. So the idea with this group, as we all know, is to come and share what we have and kind of relax a little bit instead of just having the stress of the proposals and the presentations and all that. So yeah, I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but that's kind of the way I see this environment.
Or we could ask funds to get a moderator, I don't know, content creator for Sala de Café, Juan.
That would be awesome.
You could propose in Fontaine, Juan.
Right, but not 10, but perhaps 11. We can do something. Let's brainstorm a little more on that. You know, it's a matter of just putting it together and having the manpower to do it. Yeah. So now you are an expert on that. You've been working with a lot with the proposal process. So yeah, let's talk about that when time comes. Not necessarily now.
Oh no, sure. I think the process is way better than last funds. The introduction of milestones and attach have the funding distributions. Once the milestones are confirmed, the state of the milestones will bring more, I don't know, confidence to the whole project Catalyst in regards of auditability and transparency. In the past, there's especially in the early funds, the proposer get the funds and not necessarily delivered. It always been a problem. So the refining of the process is working, and that's what is not perfect, obviously, but I think in the long term we will get close to it.
Exactly, it's getting much better every time, and I see that, you know, one of the things that I like the most is that many of the proposals are self-propelled projects that continue doing things, you know, which is the key. The idea is not to fund someone and then or a project, and then when the funds are over, they just finish and close the book and that's it. No, the idea is to plant a seed, you know, you can keep going. Yeah. Good point, Howard. Hey, Vinay, how are you, man? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Nice seeing you here. How it's been?
Good. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, how are you, Vinay?
Good.
What's going on with Colmar?
I saw you enter at the Murgo Hackathon, right? So your proposal.
Yeah, again, all these students, as in who got trained by Gimbal Labs. So they were like doing something in the last minute. But still we want to like work on those proposals. What we put on the hackathon. One is the real estate ledger. And we are working with one, I think you've seen that platform, the education platform that we were working on. So that's basically called Nuveda. So that is like the LMS on which, in fact, Emergo Academy is running their courses. So we are trying to like convert that particular LMS into a decentralized LND. So that's something that we are working on.
Nice. Nice. Tell me about the real estate ledger that you guys are working with.
So this particular thing, as in like recently what happened is this July 1st, Conma Experience Center went live. So this is a physical community center that we started off where people get to experience. We talk about blockchain, but how do we show use cases in real world is what we are working on. So this particular center, we want to educate people on blockchain. We want to like bring in use cases. So what we faced was, so this particular owner who owns this particular place where we are running this center, he understands blockchain and he's given us the property for development. Basically, he wants us to run commercial activities and like build value. So how do we reward the owner is what we were working on. Then we thought, okay, now since he's given us the land, how do we derive value out of it was the question. And when we've seen this particular track, the derivatives track on the hackathon, we thought it'll be great to put in a proposal. But the students who got trained by Gimbal Labs, they recently finished their college and they didn't have much time to like work on the hackathon. So it was like all last minute stuff that, so we had the draft to be like put on Catalyst, but we thought, okay, let's try our luck and put it on the hackathon as well. So basically to derive value out of the land that he's given, how do we use smart contracts to like bring in real fi is what we're working on.
Super. Great. So Gimbal Labs, tell me about that. What is that and how you guys got involved with that? Because I see a few of your partners are part of that team right now. Hasha.
So again, we hosted as in like as a part of Fund 7 proposal. We got funded for developing the talent pool, right? So we've trained two cohorts of, as in like we were running two cohorts of Haskell. The first cohort, we had like 3 people finish Haskell and then go for Plutus. And the second cohort, we had 40 people. It was more of a, no. First one was online, completely online. We had people from other countries as well. But the second cohort, since we've seen the first cohort not being really successful, the ratio was like 50 people registered to like number of people who went through the entire process, and finally we had only like 3 people, and even they didn't show interest to like continue. So we thought we'll make our second cohort completely offline and host it in a college. So we got 40 students, trained them hands-on. Finally we had like 7 students finish the course.
Wow.
As in like both Haskell and Plutus, meaning they get trained on Haskell with Conma's programs, and once they're done with Haskell, they go to Gimbal Labs for Plutus.
Got it. Super. Yeah. I mean, it's but you know what? I think that's across the board. Everybody has the same situation that, many people enroll, but not that many people go through the process and finish, because we have too many too many changing objects around us. You know, we always have something different to do and a different interest, and you know, we have to find specific incentives that drive the reason people start and finish. But yeah, I mean that's across the board.
What we've
But
been doing is building solutions on EVM, make money there, put that money to run research and development when it comes to our Cardano teams. So that way we are able to like sustain. Now these students, again, pretty young, right? They're out of college. It's been just like 20 days. And again, breaking them from stereotypes. So the 9 to 5 needs to like, so they need to get out of that particular perspective. So talking to them, giving them like proper guidance and like telling them there are like too many opportunities, but you need to get upskilled unless and until you prove or build something tangible. You can't grab those opportunities is what we are putting forward. And introducing them to these hackathons to like Project Catalyst, they're pretty much interested. So currently we have like 11 developers constantly like working. So this time maybe, yeah, we'll have
And
some.
you know what? Yeah, I'm still optimistic with the first cohort, because I mean it's a matter of just continuing doing it and make it asynchronic, like a PBBL 2023 is asynchronic, and so people. I actually confess that I haven't been able to play with it for a while, but I know it's there, and I know I will have the support, and I know when I come back I'm going to catch up and everything I need to do. So perhaps for many of the students, out of the 40 that signed up at the beginning, was 40, right? For the online. Yeah, they you know, eventually when things get a little more down to earth to them, they will come back to you and gee, I had this opportunity to be doing this. I was part of this cohort that started in CountMy and I didn't continue. Why don't I check on that? You know, things like that. And I know for sure it's going to be something that people will think about, because you know, even if there are too many shiny objects, at the end of the day, the first thing you do is you look in your resources and start looking for ways to connect you with that thing that now shines, you know. And the idea is to make that thing that now shines the same thing as you had before, the Kodma cohort when they started. And I just think I think online is the future for education, even though online on presence is important. But yeah, I think it's a valuable resource that you know.
But one interesting thing that we see, or the kind of impact that we'll be creating hereafter, what happened was last funding round, we were forcing the educational institutes to put in their proposals to propose a blockchain lab where they'll be able to like give their infrastructure, hire trainers and like teach their students. But that we've tried, but that didn't happen. But this time, we have like 3 colleges who've come forward, wanted to like collaborate, and they in fact are putting in proposals. They're basically proposing a blockchain lab in their colleges. So one among the colleges is where the Emergo Academy's CEO. So Venkatesh Ellappan, he is known as he's known EV. EV is his name. So he went to that particular college for education. So now since he is on the board of members when it comes to that college. So now they've shown interest to propose a blockchain lab in their college. So we need to see, as in all these colleges have like a good strength of like 3,000 to 4,000 students. So 3 colleges, that itself is around like 9 to 10,000 students that we will be reaching.
Awesome. Yeah, blockchain departments or labs are the way to go for every single school. And this is the moment to do it. I really don't understand why, many institutions, even though they are forward thinkers, they don't adopt things like that. It's a matter of just putting it together and just contact whatever resources they have around, which are too many. I mean, if you think there are too many resources and everybody's willing to help for free, because what people like to do is right now is kind of to propagate and make make the technology known and all that. And many colleges don't even realize that, and they just let the opportunity go. Even as I said,
I think it's
even
mainly
being
the compliances, as in like the regulations around it. People are like really scared about it. Where when you talk about blockchain, they're fine, but next second you say cryptocurrencies or Cardano or anything, saying that there is a cryptocurrency involved. Again, it's more of like now we need to talk to our legal teams, and legal teams don't understand anything because they're not educated on the tech, right? So they don't even see the future. So them going back to the legal team and like coming back to us is like not possible. So that happened last time, but this time I don't know why they approached. They're like, we've seen Fun10 start. Do you think we'll be able to like put in a proposal? I was like, yes, please do it. We'll be able to like help you.
right, we
So
need to find a
we are
way
going to
to
have 3 proposals from Conma in open source development ecosystem.
open source.
So
Okay, let me take that. Would be nice too. Do you have the links for those to put it on?
we'll be putting in the proposals tomorrow.
Okay, got it. They are
So
not
one
yet
is
up.
the decentralized learning and development platform, where we are converting the already existing LMS into a decentralized learning and development system.
Got it. Awesome. Great to know. And I see all the time Hasha in Gimbal Lounge, and he's doing such a great job on that. And I wish you can come one day.
Who are you talking about?
Harsha.
Oh,
Harsha is part of
Harsha.
your team. Yeah, he's part of your team. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know if he's
Harsha,
still.
Faizan, Rahat.
Harsha.
So
Yes.
they're like, yeah.
Exactly. Right. So yeah, it would be great to have you there too.
But surprisingly, these students got placed in tech companies, software companies, but they didn't take it up. They're like, we want to continue with Conma and Cardano. So they're like full time, as in like every morning they're there at 10 o'clock, trying to like learn more. So all we need is like right guidance. So that is what we are lacking right now. So once they're done with Gimbal Labs, now next is like, okay, now what next? We are like, okay, start building applications. So you put in the proposals, you get funded, take things forward is what we told them.
Yeah, make sure that the proposal you put together is sustainable, because that's the key, It doesn't make any good to have a proposal, get all the money, develop, and then close it.
But the sustainability part of it is what we see. Again, if you see Conma, 2 funds, we got funded $55,000. The kind of impact that we've created is way more. With that $55,000, it's not about what we actually propose. We were able to like build a lot out of it. And since we had the talent pool in other blockchains where we already have our expertise, we are offering our services, making money there, putting it into development when it comes to what we are doing in Cardano. So yeah, that's a great experience, right? As in like other blockchains are like saturated, meaning you have too many developers, you have like already existing standards to like build solutions. But Cardano being very nascent, now it is about like how do we like involve right from scratch so that you'll be able to like get to better position when actually Cardano reaches that level of, as in it's more like it's getting matured, right? We are still at a very nascent state. Now when we learn all this in future, we'll be able to like do great things is what we're working on.
Right. I think one of the things that will be a pivot point is when we have we are working with smart contracts with I forgot the name. I should not. I was supposed. I'm not supposed to forget that, but yeah, I forgot it. The protocol of that is going to have smart contracts faster and much more.
Hydra?
The Hydra heads, yes. Once you have, thank you so much. Yeah, when we have the Hydra heads, this is going to be very interesting in every single direction.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I just feel FOMO about it.
So yeah,
What do you think?
interesting journey, as in like since we started with the physical center, now it's about like involving with a neighborhood and teaching them what blockchain is something interesting compared to what we were doing online.
Right. Super. You guys are doing an awesome work and there and growing really fast. How many people is involved in Kanma now?
Again, it's a good 6 months gap, right? We were out of treasury, so we went till 74. 23 full-time contributors, to rest of them were like just taking gigs. Now we are back to 21.
Perfect, but it's still a very good number. Very good number.
But again,
yeah.
AI came for rescue, so we were able to like what we used to do with so many people. Now even the numbers are low, but the kind of productivity is drastically gone up.
Awesome. Perfect. That's very interesting. That is very interesting, and it's going to continue exponentially growing.
But yeah, next 1 week is going to be something very interesting. We're bringing our platforms, fully integrated platforms, where we want to keep all these proposals open to public, meaning be it the address also, the wallet address to like where the funds are going to, how the gigs are going to be distributed. So everything is going to be like one single portal that will show how a project is being built from scratch.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it will be good. It will be great to have that presented here when you have it ready.
Yeah.
Super. Anyway, we have eight more minutes just to close. So any other comments and any other things that you guys want to mention?
No, all fine with me.
Go Howard.
Ask viewers to subscribe to the channel, Juan, please.
Oh, sure, for sure. Well, I give you the honor. Will you do that, please, for me?
No, please do it in Spanish.
Okay, yes, that's a good point. Yeah, sería muy bueno que todos nos suscribiéramos al canal de Sala de Café para que podamos tener la información sobre todo lo que vamos presentando. En este momento estamos haciendo únicamente todo lo de Sala de Café, pero eventualmente podemos expandir a otras cosas, así que es bueno estar suscrito para poder saber qué está sucediendo. Y estamos aquí cada semana, los días miércoles, aproximadamente a la hora en Eastern Time es 2 de la tarde, la hora UTC, ¿quién me ayuda con eso? Es
6.
las 18 más o menos. 18 hours UTC, perfecto, thank you, Kawe. Así que excelente, muy bien. Bueno, una cosita que sí quisiera comentarles es, si ustedes han participado del CIP 1694, Binay, have you been in 1694 CIP? Any?
Yes, we've had like a internal workshop with the team, but not
Okay.
really with the community.
Gotcha. It would be nice to do that. I'm thinking doing something for next cycle. This cycle got me too busy. I couldn't do anything. But yeah, next cycle. I see Kawe was very involved in the one in Brazil. Can you tell us a little more about that? Kawe?
We are trying to increase Cardano adoption here. It's a long way to go. but we are confident.
For sure. And by the way, I noticed that I actually did something in LinkedIn about that. It's the fact that there were three out of 10 people, women that were participating, which is great. It's always good to have women participate on this because it's governance. They have tremendous ideas and it's great. So I even saw kids on that CIP, right? Correct.
But we are very excited about the Cardano Summit. So this time, Dubai for sure. So
Oh,
that is
yes.
one thing that we are actually looking forward for.
Nice. I just don't see myself making that long trip. But it will be nice for you guys because it's across the street, right? Very close to you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, looking forward to that as well. Let's see what happened with the CIP 1694 in Edinburgh, what type of conclusions they got. And for sure, I expect that for the next cycle, it's going to be much more, no down to earth, a little more condensed and a little narrowed down in terms of the questions and the conclusions that they got. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Some interesting times ahead.
Oh, yes. But tremendous. I mean, I see that I think the most important part of that is that nobody knows, even with all this development and all these technological advances, nobody knows what is going to happen in terms of how you call it, legislation and regulation, So let's see how much it's going to affect the things that are going to happen with blockchain in general. It was funny. It was kind of interesting to learn that the founder of one of the founders of Vitalik, he has only 10% stake on his project, which is Ethereum. But Charles Hoskinson has 100% stake on Cardano. So those things are kind of new. Let's see how things are going and where are how things are going to turn in the next, I will say 2 years or a year. It's going to be very interesting.
But yeah, I would say like true governance on chain, I don't think people have seen so far. It's more like a transition, right? Unless and until people understand and actually like involve and adopt. It's more
The thing with
based on education.
Exactly. The thing with governance is also that it's going to regulate or create like a constitution per se of how how you call that group, the D-reps are going to work, and that is important because that defines how decentralized is a big item in how decentralized is going to be Cardano. Because if you centralize all the decision making in 3 people, 4 people, 100 people, then so it's very interesting, very interesting. That's why we have to be very aware and participate on those conversations because that's when things are going to really put a weight on the decisions that will eventually make the future, of humanity, because it's as simple as that. There are too many technologies that are advancing in a speed that we just can't follow. I mean, it's amazing. If you decide to kind of take a lens of how AI is going, and you really learn about it, you take a huge chunk of time doing that, and then when you come back to Cardano per se or another technology, you just feel like, whoops, what's going on here? So there is no way for us to be in everything. We have to kind of pick and choose just one and be a master that one, I guess. That's the way I say it. I don't know.
I think
What do you
it
guys
is
think?
about the divergence, as in like IoT, AI, ML, and blockchain needs to be there. These three needs to be there. It's a perfect combination for you to like run a proper, decentralized, transparent, highly secure, or a trust system.
Good way to say it. Yes. It requires a team. Requires a team of experts, which is what you guys are putting together. You know? Are you working on anything related to that IoT and
We have a very strong team when it comes to IoT, AI, ML, and we have AR, VR as well. So we've collaborated with this company called Meta Engine and Meta Studios. So Meta Engine is based out of Switzerland. They're a gaming engine. They're a gaming infrastructure company where all good games, as in Age of Empires and all these games, run on Meta Engine. So their company, it's called Meta Studios, which has started recently.
got it.
So they are giving us the AR VR support.
I see. Guys, it's 3 p.m. for me, and it's top of the hour, and I think we should wrap up
Yeah.
by inviting everybody to get together and to become a how you call it, Howie?
A proposer
To
and
subscribe.
a community review.
Yes.
And invite. We also invite everybody to become a proposer and a community reviewer in Project Catalyst. Subscribe to the channel. Anything, just leave in the comments. Links will be in the description. And that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Howie. Yes, indeed, yeah, that's a very good point. To become a reviewer. That's a great point that I do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juan.
Vinay,
Thank you, Gau.
thank you for being here. Howie, we'll talk.